Hello and welcome to Building Blocks. I am so excited to kick off a brand new series with you this month where we're asking, what is grace? You have your Bible? Can you open that Bible with me back to the New Testament book of Acts chapter 17, where we're going to be reading together in just a few moments. What is grace? We frequently sing in this room together, "Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound." Several of our New Testament letters begin with grace to you. Or in 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 10, our Creator is called the God of all grace. But what is grace? Here's a really good place for us to begin. You and I are given new answers to what is grace every single day. Is your Bible open there to Acts chapter 17? Begin reading with me in verse 24. The Apostle Paul is in the city of Athens and he's preaching to people who don't know God, the Lord of heaven and earth. And he says in verse 24, "The God who made the world and everything in it, being Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in temples made by man, nor is he served by human hands as though he needed anything, since he himself gives to all mankind life and breath and everything. And he made from one man every nation of mankind to live on all the face of the earth, having determined allotted periods and the boundaries of their dwelling place, that they should seek God and perhaps feel their way toward him and find him. Yet, he is actually not far from each one of us, for in him we live and move and have our being. As some of your own poets have said, for we are indeed his offspring." Every single day, you and I are given new answers to what is grace. I've got an aquarium just right over here in my office. And Acts 17 got me thinking about my aquarium. Every single day, I drop some food in the top of that aquarium. And as soon as I do, all the little fish in that aquarium swim up to the top. Every single day, in a sense, I show them grace. Now, I don't need anything from them. I don't live in their aquarium. They can't really do anything for me at all. And yet, every single day, there is a new expression of grace, in one sense, that I show to them. Let's go back in Acts 17. Look at verse 24 again. "The God who made the world and everything in it." Now, I'm not God, but in a sense, I did with this aquarium what the Apostle Paul is describing right here. I'm the one who set it up. I'm the one who put the rocks down in the bottom. I'm the one who filled it with water. I'm the one who put the fish in that tank. The God who made the world and everything in it, being Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in temples made by man. I can put a little castle in the bottom of that aquarium, and that's not where I'm going to live. Nor, verse 25, is God served by human hands as though he needed anything. I don't need anything from those fish, since he himself gives to all mankind life and breath and everything. If I didn't take the time to drop a little bit of food in the top of that fish tank every single day, those fish wouldn't live very long. But you and I are not fish. I'm not God. You're not a fish. Did you hear what Paul concluded with in verse 28? In him we live and move and have our being. We are indeed his offspring. That goes all the way back to Genesis chapter 1. You're greater than a fish. You're more special than a fish in that you have been created in God's own image. But if God didn't show you and me grace every single day, we couldn't make it. We wouldn't be alive. Go with me to the Gospel of Matthew chapter 5, a little before this in your Bible. Matthew chapter 5 is Jesus' great Sermon on the Mount. And I want you to notice just one verse, Matthew chapter 5 and verse 45, where Jesus taught us something about our Father in heaven. Verse 45, look at the second part of that verse. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. Do you see that? Every single day, God makes his sun. God makes his sun to rise on people who choose to obey him and on people who choose to disobey him. Every single day, God shows grace. So, what is grace? Well, we're going to be exploring that all month long, but let me give you just a two-word simple definition. Grace is undeserved blessing. Grace is undeserved. I don't earn the sun coming up every single day. If people around me or if I myself choose to be unjust or evil, I've got every reason to believe as long as this world stands, God's going to make the sun. God's going to make his sun come up. That is undeserved. Just like my fish don't deserve or somehow earn me dropping food down into that little aquarium. Grace is undeserved blessing. It's not an accident. It's not a coincidence. It's not just what happens in the world around me. No, if God blesses me, he's doing something for me. He's choosing to give me a gift. Grace is undeserved blessing. No wonder in the Old Testament book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verses 22 and 23, we are told by the prophet Jeremiah, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. What is grace? We're going to explore that all this month. But for now, I want you to see grace is undeserved blessing. And every single day, we've got a fresh answer to the what is grace question. Every morning, new expressions of grace all around us, which means we need to learn about this God who is showing us grace and what grace is and what he wants us to do in response. In the meantime, I'm going to hand it over to your in-person class teacher. I'm excited to be building with you this month. I'll see you real soon.